Hey guys, welcome to RV Woodworks. My name is Rahim, and a couple of months ago I had this bright idea to overseed my lawn, and in doing so, I bought 5 cubic meters of soil. That's what it looked like. Now, to make life easier, I borrowed a wheelbarrow from my neighbor. Really nice guy. Now, this wheelbarrow needed some love, but by the time I was done with this project, that's what it looked like. Well, I couldn't return this wheelbarrow like this to my nice neighbor, so join me in this video as I restore this wheelbarrow. Surprisingly cheap, I might add. That's enough talking. Let's roll that intro and let's get right into it.
Alright, so let's get started. Now, I'll be honest with you. Out of the gate, I initially tried to buy the handles, but quickly realized they were like $70. I said, I can do that. Sure, no problem. Now, like I said, this project is not very difficult. Honestly, all I have to do is remove some rusted bolts, maybe some elbow grease, and then replicate those handles onto another piece of wood. The first few bolts only needed a little elbow grease. Other than that, it was pretty simple. Just when I thought I had it all figured out, a couple of bolts, they wanted a fight. The next couple of bolts were completely rusted. That's okay. I had a trick up my sleeve as well. Now I had all the intention to replace the hardware anyway, but with these two bolts that didn't want to come off, made life even simpler. And just like that, all the bolts were off. Just in case if you're keeping score, that's 1 for Rahim, 0 for the wheelbarrow. With that out of the way, I made a trip to the big orange store and got all the hardware I needed. I bought extra washers, and yet still the total was under $20. Alright, let's get to some real woodworking. I started off by marking the hole position and where the handle turns into a handle. Sorry for the technical terminology, guys. And this other piece that had a really steep angle. Now I have no clue what that angle is, nor do we need it. I'll show you in a second why. I still marked the line on it and kind of identified how wide the board needs to be. With the markings complete, we can set aside the old handles and start working on the new boards to make new handles. I started off with the mitre saw just to cut the boards down to their final dimension to make it more easy to manage. Now here's why I didn't need to know the angle of the cut. What I have here is called the tapering jig. Now those are Matchfit dovetail clamps. I can use these to hold the board down in any angle I need. Now here's a pro tip. You see on the back clamp, my finger on the bottom is under the wood. It's making sure that the clamp is not coming out far enough where it would get cut by the blade on the table saw. That has not happened to me in the past, but I have seen another woodworker with that mishap, and it is not fun to experience. With the angles cut complete, I can now concentrate on the actual handles themselves. Now why I'm looking down this piece of wood like a barrel on a shotgun, I don't know. Maybe I was trying to look cool. Didn't work though. Now with the boards cut to length, the next step was to actually make the handle itself. Now I chucked up the biggest round over bit that I had, but I knew it wasn't going to be enough. But it'll get me started. The rest I'll do at the oscillating bell sander. With the fence set up, I also added a couple of feather boards before and after the cut, just for safety. Learn from my mistakes, guys. Make sure the featherboard is set up correct before you make the first cut. Sorry. I've got to do something about router dust collection. Maybe in an upcoming video. Next step was to drill all the holes for the new bolts. Like many projects, this one requires precise holes as well. You can't just willy-nilly drill the holes. If they don't align, then it's not going to work. And to ensure I got the bolts in the exact same location on each of the handles, I just stacked them one on top of the other to get the exact replicated hole on both handles. Now obviously this bit isn't long enough for it to go through both the boards, but it got the hole started. With that complete, it was off to sanding. And just a reminder, if you like this kind of content or if you appreciate this video, please make sure to like this video and consider subscribing to the channel for future content. And finally, continuing the hole to ensure that the bolt goes through the angled portion as well. Like most woodworkers, I have to say I don't really like sanding, but making these handles was pretty fun. On the contrary, finishing a project with paint is one of the most satisfying portions of a build. Even the boss got involved in this build. She put the bolts on and got the sets ready for installation. Once the paint was dry, there was nothing left to do but put the wheelbarrow back together. By the way, I didn't fix the wheel. I got the wheel fixed from a local tire shop. And with that, I marked this project complete. What do you guys think? Please leave a comment in the video description below and let me know what you think of this build. I think it turned out pretty well. Finally, it was time for delivery. No, I didn't deliver my daughter, but I wanted to test to make sure it could hold the weight. That was a good way to do it. I was so thankful that they let me borrow the wheelbarrow, and I did feel bad that I was returning it back in bad condition. But now, I was really happy, and so was he. All worked out. Hope you guys enjoyed the build. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh, and please check out some of the other videos on my channel. We'll see you there.